too. You better get
I done got hot, say that I'm blazing. This shit amazing. Sipping on Henny, no chaser. I got a bitch, she a beast in the making. Finally got me a little piece of the bacon. I had a case, but I made it. Don't fuck with these niggas, they shady. Remember I used to sell Katie. Don't fuck with no bitches, she basic. Don't fuck with them ones on that leash shit, cause them niggas ain't never gon' be shit. All the time that I fell and I reset, man, you probably wouldn't even believe me. I don't take heed to hype. Finna make me a seed tonight. Just give me your vibe, little baby. Just tell me who you wanna be tonight.
Coming at you from the master bedroom. You know I have to talk. I gotta say what's on my mind. Now I got this young brother on the track with me. You already know that I only put talent on here. I put people who want to inspire on here. This young brother is from Mississippi. Yes, the dirty, dirty Mississippi. We ain't talking about Louisiana or Georgia right now. We talking about Mississippi. He is an upcoming artist. Y'all go ahead and show him some respect. Show him some respect. You know, like Birdman said, put some respect on my name. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because you already know how it's going to go. Smooth, riding right, and also going to be dynamite. Let's call him.
Hello.
Yup, this is No Beelines. You on live. You ready to do this?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Nothing much. How you been feeling?
Everything working my way, man. Just trying to keep maintained as usual.
That's what I love to see here. Trying to grow as a person and grow your culture, I like to say.
Most definitely the culture.
You ready to start this, or should I give you some time?
Man, just give me a small little briefing on the inside of what we're going to do, and I'm ready.
I'll go ahead and give that. I'm going to go ahead and put you on right now, like I'm talking right now as it's recording, so everybody else will hear this. I'm going to give you a series of questions. We're going to talk about topics. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about you, your business, your artistry, your creativeness, who you are as a person, what you want to do with your music, how do you want to inspire the culture and how to be great, whether that be with your music as a person, or you have a side business and you want others to grow with you with the business, whether you're focused on yourself and you want to grow yourself so you're able to educate the younger generation on what to do and how to maintain it. So really what I'm saying is I can ask you anything under the sun.
Okay. Well, I'm with it, man. I'm ready, bro.
All right, here we go. First question. I like to keep it easy, like to keep it bright. Who are you? What's your artist name? And what are you trying to create with your art?
I go by YungWil. It's my artist name. I'm from Mississippi, and what I'm trying to create a wave of actual talent. Like I say I'm inspired by a lot of older artists. So like I'm still stuck on the old way, So I still, as far as my actual opinion of talent, I'm trying to bring it back to the game. Especially I'm trying to open up a way for Mississippi artists as well.
How many Mississippi artists do you know?
To be honest with you, man, I know a lot of guys in Mississippi, whether they in my area, not in my area. I know guys that been in Mississippi and moved to Atlanta. I know artists. I do my share of networking when it comes down to the craft.
And what are you trying to do with your craft?
My craft, I'm trying to take it as far as I can. That's the actual objective with me. Like my craft, I try to say it's pretty original. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get it to, the spotlight and, put shine down on where I'm from, Mississippi at that.
And how long have you been creating?
I've been building my craft, I say since I was about like the 10th grade. I'm 27 now, so I say around 2008, 2009 is when I really just started taking it serious.
And were you just writing at that point, or were you in the studio actually creating?
I was writing and in the studio. I remember about 2010, early 2011 is when I really just started recording, like down hard recording, and
Okay.
trying to build a craft. Learning how to record. Um, it's always been, a learning process for me.
And are you willing to take in as much knowledge as you can, or are you like, man, don't even talk to me. I ain't worried about all that.
No, most definitely, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna always take the initiative to listen first because I mean, either you can teach me something, or you either gonna be going over something that the path that I've already been on, or you're gonna try to show me the way on the path that I'm headed to. So I'm always listening, and I think that's where a lot of people mess up when they don't be listening.
Yeah, because a lot of people just want to talk and they don't want to take the time out to just listen and understand where the other person may be coming from.
Most definitely, and you can miss something real quick.
Really can. My mom always said God gave you two ears and one mouth for a reason. You're supposed to listen two times better than you talk.
Most definitely, most definitely.
And what was your first song you ever written? Where you actually was like, maybe I do have a talent for this. Maybe I should actually, put the time in the
Uh,
studio for this.
yeah, like my first song I ever wrote, I think it was a song called Money. Yeah, it was a song called Money. That was the first song I actually just put on CD and handed out. I think it might have been my first year of college, like 2010. That was my first song. So it's been a while. I really need to find this song. It'll be, crazy to listen to at this point. But yeah, that's when I really just started taking it serious. I got a feel for the studio. I got a feel for, different producers and trying to find my sound at that time.
And what sound are? Do you know what sound you are and what you're looking for, or is it like when I hear it, I'll know it?
Yeah, when I hear it, I know it because I'm kind of diverse. Like I can do trap music. I can also break it down and it'll sound like a poem. But I can be pretty diverse when it comes down to writing. That's why I say I don't just dumb it down all the way to one sound. I try to keep it diverse.
And what do you feel about the rappers today? Do you think they diverse or they sound like almost the same?
You got a lot of artists that we do have a lot of artists that they have that same cadence or their same style, and it might work for them. I don't knock any of those artists because that might actually work. In the lane that they might have, and I know a lot of people that's diverse. But when you ask that question, I say we have a little bit of both. We have our share artists that they may sound a song may sound the same, but other than that, man, I think it's pretty diverse. Just depending on what you may listen to.
Yeah, I feel that. If I asked you right now to go ahead and give me 5 bars, could you do it?
Yeah, I can do it.
5 bars right now.
You ready?
Yeah.
I done got hot, say that I'm blazing. This shit amazing. Sipping no hand and no chaser. I got a chick, she a beast in the making. Finally got me a little piece of the bacon. Hey, remember I used to say Caden. Don't fuck with them guys if they shading. Like I can keep on going. Is that five or you need more?
Yeah, I want 5 more.
Are you on five more?
Yep.
Alright. Got a second. Let me put this down and we'll give you five more. Alright. You ready?
Yep.
Alright. Okay. I be in the booth, baby. She called me a booth, baby. I'm in the yo like a junkie. I run me a bag. Caught me a cool, baby. I don't hang with these guys. They mouth be moving. They lips be loose, baby. I'm by my check like a swoosh, baby. I need my pockets like Bruce, baby. I'm trying to win every year. Go all the way like I'm Nick Saban. Got me a lane that's on cruise, baby. And now I'm the one that they choose, baby. If I just think about memory lane, I real deal used to lose, baby. Now you can't tell how I move, baby. The vibe in my shit is the truth, baby. Need we keep going?
I got it right there. Look at that. I was thinking of the beat the whole time. I was like, all right, I caught it. All right. like, yeah, you can do something with that. All right.
I wasn't expecting to rap, bro, but I got a lot of material, you know.
Well, that's why I test everybody. I'm like, can you freestyle on the spot? Because I'll never ask you to. But when I do expect it.
Most definitely, bro. You just had to caught me off guard, but I'm right there with you.
Good. See, he's always prepared. You always have something in the mind. It may not be the first thing on your mind, but it's something in your mind.
Right. You know, even if you thought about it 30 minutes ago, you know, it's something.
What genre speaks most to you when you were growing up? Like, if it wasn't hip hop, what would be the next genre that really spoke to you when you were becoming a writer?
I'd say pop and R&B. I'd say them would have to be the next, because I kind of kept it pretty much with the hip hop. But if I was to say any other genre of music, I'll break down and listen to a nice pop artist, or a nice R&B artist in that case.
Who was your favorite pop artist?
Let me see. I don't know what my guy would be considered. Like, what is the weekend? He R&B or pop? What you think?
He mixed. He kind of mixes it.
He kind of mixed in. See, I like his music when he'll break down and give you some pop music. Like, he one of the most that I probably just say I listen to on the pop side.
That's smooth.
Yeah, Weekend, he pretty cool. I like him because he stay out the way. You don't really just hear too much about him until he got some music coming.
Say with Childish Gambino. Until he's out. Yep.
Childish Gambino. I had his whole record when he did that record with Lucci that time. I did have that on hand.
There's a lot of people out here that are slept on it. It's a shame. Like, my friend was saying, I played football with him. He said when To Pimp a Butterfly came out in what was it, 09? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
09, 10. People weren't listening to it. I was like, the first song I heard from Kendrick was Section 80 with the tape recorders. I was like, okay, let me listen to another one. Then I listened to all of To Pimp a Butterfly. I was like, y'all ain't understanding this man.
Yeah, like he was already on the platform that a lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people didn't even try to care to pay attention to him because they didn't understand it.
Yeah, because he was hitting you from a different way. Like, it wasn't the typical rapper you're hearing. He wasn't trying to be like that one, like that centered 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. No, he hit you with like a James Brown. I'm gonna hit you where it hurt. I'm gonna hit you how I want to.
Yeah, you don't remember it too. He made himself memorable.
Exactly. I'm like, James Brown came down with that funky sound, and nobody was expecting it. And when he hit you, you remembered it.
Okay. Yeah, I like Kendrick Lamar. Like he's pretty hot. Like I like him. I like his Good Kid, Bad City. Like I love this tape. Like I listen to this tape even. I remember like last year I had his last. So I rock with Kendrick Lamar.
And that's always good to hear. We gotta support the kings out here. We can't just be moving with the tunes like, oh yeah, that's cool. We gotta show support. We gotta improve, and we gotta conquer what we have worked so hard for in our lives, and show our worth in this world. Because we're more than just humans walking about. We all have a future, and we all have a path, and we gotta find our path.
Yeah, try to stay on it. That's the main thing. Once you find it, staying on it.
And that can be the hardest thing too.
Yeah, I mean, maintaining is an issue with a lot of stuff. It's easy to get money. It's harder to manage it. It's harder to keep it.
Exactly. As fast as you got it, you can lose it just as quickly.
Yeah, just as quickly. Most definitely.
What made you in the first place want to do music?
Let me tell you, man. I ain't gonna tell you no story. Coming up, I grew up in the church. As a child, I grew up in the church, and I was crazy, just about the instruments anyway. And then I got old enough to be able to tune into the hip hop era at the time. And at that time, it was the Lil Wayne and Juvenile, the 400 Degrees, and Baby now. That was
Mm-hmm.
hot in my area. And that song Lil Wayne had, Bling Bling, when it
Mm-hmm.
came out, it just, I think I may have been maybe 12, 13, or something like that when it came out. And it just blew me. Like, I couldn't stop listening to it, so I went crazy over Juvenile. I remember my mom bought me the 400 Degrees album out the store and wouldn't even let me listen to it after she realized, what was going on. But I'd say it was that young, seeing Lil Wayne being that young and, being that if he could do it, I could do it. So I'd say ever since then I wanted to be an artist. I learned the ways about the business first, then the talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the most part, that's what it is that just made me want to be an artist. So I kind of just put it on hold until I found myself, and I just brought myself, you know, made myself what I would be as an artist.
And don't think these listeners don't know you from the South. We can hear that little accent you got rolling around. I get that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I had like two family reunions down there. I got some family in Mississippi. And Lord
oh
have
for real.
mercy. I spend too much time with them because they think I'm from Arkansas from the way I talk. I'm like, look here. I have never even been to Arkansas. I got family from Arkansas, but I ain't never been to Arkansas. The only southern places I've been is Georgia, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And that's as country as it's going to get. I'm like, you
Yeah,
ain't even
man.
got to worry about
It was bad. I took a trip to New York. I went to New York first week of December, and I did some business for the first time. I went up there, and it was just crazy. Every time, every store I went in, every event, and every establishment I walked in, I started speaking, and from there, man, they want to know where I was from, what I was doing up there. But yeah, that accent is here. I'm from Northeast Mississippi, Amory, about 15 minutes away from Tupelo to be exact.
it. Sweet Jesus. Yeah, you trying to get out of Mississippi or you trying to stay close to home?
Nah, man, we gotta get out of Mississippi. I can always come back to Mississippi.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm from Chicago and I always got to visit home once in a while.
Yeah, like I be in and out. Like I go to Atlanta. I be networking in Atlanta when I be recording. Um, I be trying to do a lot of different things. I be in Alabama a lot too. I go promote in Huntsville, Alabama every time. Usually when I got a project or something coming.
You got a project coming now?
I got a project on the way. I'm actually working on my artwork. Um, it's called 716. Price going up. The price going up. I really couldn't come up with an actual just. My songs are kind of diverse, so the main thing I did was wanted to express that actual fact that the price was going up. Because like I'm a brand myself.
Mm-hmm. And people don't understand. I'm like, you got to do the work yourself, sir. Like, it's good to
Yeah,
have the networking and have somebody promote you, but at the end of the day, if you're not promoting yourself, you're not doing all you can for yourself.
that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like all the way down from distribution, all the way down to the beats, all the way down to the studio time, the traveling, hotel stays, all this. Like I fund everything on my own. I'm the manager and all that. And I say that because you want to feel like you done accomplished something after you talk back and forth with major artists, you talk back and forth with different distribution and companies like that. Ain't nobody answering the phone but but me.
Exactly. And you want to build enough to where somebody else gets to answer the phone, but at the same time, you work to accomplish that goal where somebody else can answer that phone. And
Most
the
definitely.
ins and outs. This is where the people mess up. They don't want to know the ins and outs of the business. I'm like, if you know the ins and outs of your own business, you know how everything works. You know where everything needs to go, what you want to do, and how you want to do it. If somebody else isn't doing it the way you want to, but you know exactly how you want it, you could feel accomplishment in that self because you could literally hire somebody on. Say you hire a producer. They give you a beat. Okay, cool. You want to change it up a little bit, but he doesn't know how to change it up to the way you like. You like, move over. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it in case this problem comes up again, so you know how I like to have it. Look at that. You just
Right.
educated somebody, and you know the ins and outs, and they can trust you to be like, if I ever need help, I can go to him.
Most definitely, and my main thing is, trying to keep ownership of, majority of everything I do. 'Cause I
Always.
know this is, yeah, I know a lot of artists, they make their mistake where, they be caught up in the hype or caught up in the moment to not understand exactly what's going on. And before I even try to get excited, like, I need to know that paperwork legit from the beginning.
Yeah, but sometimes, I don't know if you've gotten it yet. You get some of those cross eyes where they're like, why you want to look at the paper? Or, man, it's legit. Don't worry about it. Why you need to look so deep into it? It's like, first off, I'm giving you my sound. So I protect it.
Say that I'm blazing, this shit amazing. Sipping on Henny, no chaser. I got a bitch, she a beast in the making. Finally got me a little piece of the bacon. Ay, I had a case, but I made it. Ay, don't fuck with these niggas, they shady. Ay, remember I used to sell Katie. Don't fuck with no bitches, she basic. Don't fuck with them ones on that leash shit, cause them niggas ain't never gon' be shit. All the times that I fell and I reset, man, you probably wouldn't even believe me. I don't take heed to hype. Finna make me a seed tonight. Just give me your vibe, little baby. Just tell me who you wanna be tonight. One wave, then I jump me another one. Miami about to hop on another one. Smoke the best, man, I need me a Letterman. No Kelly, but I got me another one. Hey, me.
Right. And, like, I know a lot of artists, they'll come out about that, they'll come out and speak on it. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure that before you sign anything, whether, if you got artist representation, whatever you might need, you got to make sure that it's all legit before you sign anything, before you, submit to anything. I learned that early.
Exactly. It's better to learn it early than late, I'll tell you.
Most definitely, man.
Because
Like I say,
I know with Michael Jackson, I think it was during a tour he started talking about Sony, how he signed with Sony and he owed Sony, I think, 5 songs, either 5 or 10 songs, even though Michael owned everything he did. He literally owned shares in the royalties he made to himself, which is why he was so successful, because he wasn't no stupid man. His father wasn't a stupid man, and he wasn't a stupid man because he knew how to work it himself, and he learned from Jim Gordy not to be a stupid man.
right.
So he was like,
Right.
so he said Sony wanted these songs and stuff, and he was like, I got out of the deal at Sony, and I told him to pick any 10 songs that are right here because I know all of them are trash anyway. I'm like, damn. They just asked for 10 songs. I gave them 10 songs. I never said they had to be good. You just asked for 10 songs. I'm
Right,
like, that's a boss move right there.
I ain't say it had to be a certain quality, like you said. They just said 10 songs.
I'm like, bro, that's what happens when you're good at business. That success is on you at the end of the day. It ain't on the other person to shout you out, promote you, hype you up. No. It's on you and for you to put in the work. And I see you've been putting in the work.
Yeah, like, I've been trying, man. Like I say, I don't be trying to toot my own horn, but I just, I got a major artist I'm working with. I did all that on my own. I got distribution companies trying to work with me. Like I say, I wish I could, hand some of the effort over to somebody else, but I don't, because I paid for everything. I went to the places, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. When you start doing those, because it starts small and can only grow from there. When you start doing those southern tours, and then the East Coast tours, and then the Midwest, when you go to Chicago, be sure to hit me up on Instagram. I will gladly go back to Chicago to see you. But if you come to Arizona, I will also come and see you.
Okay. You in Arizona?
Yes, sir. I moved out here 2 years ago. So if you ever come out here, or if you have a show or a CD, also you already know I'm going to ask for a little snippet of your music or whatever you want to put on the podcast. I'm going to have that, use it throughout, because I always promote the people that are on here. It's never about me, because me promoting me is kind of easy considering this is my business. I don't have to promote myself on the podcast you're interviewing for when it's your thing. Like this right now is your show. This is not my show. You could talk as much as you want on here about your business, which is the point.
Okay.
This is the time to showboat and gloat about yourself.
Well, I so appreciate it, man. I also got merch coming on the way. When my album drop, or my EP drop, it's gonna come with price going up merch. I'm gonna have a website and all that going on, and I have it posted. My IG is YungWil. at YungWil underscore official. And it's at YungWil underscore official. You know, most definitely, any business ventures hit me up, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna follow back. That's just how I'm working right now. You know.
Exactly. And just like I told the other man, next year when we do a little anniversary of the interview we had, you better answer the call now. Better answer the call.
Most definitely gonna answer the call.
Because, you know, I got to see how the success is building from there. I got to see years' progress. I want to see years' progress because everybody needs to be great.
I agree. I definitely agree. I'm gonna make sure I answer the call.
And now you got my Chicago number, so go ahead and say that. You already know. Put it no B lines. And nobody else has this name, so I'm going to keep it that way.
Okay. Well, yeah, what I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna lock you in, and you know, whatever I got going on, I'm gonna always keep you in the loop. Try to make sure you know I can keep something on the podcast as well. You know.
You already know, because I'm going to promote it too. Anybody that's been on the show, I promote it. At any time. It doesn't even matter. At any time, I can promote it. It's just that I've been doing this for a while, so it's like I got a lot of people. Like I could tell you right now, because somebody asked me when's their podcast gonna come. I do this once a week, so I've been booked for 2 weeks solid. So yours is going up in August. Yours is the first or second week of August, if I'm doing the math right.
Okay, great. And when they do, make sure you send me all the links.
Oh, you already know. I'm keeping everybody in check so they know. And I let everybody know if you want to get in connections with anybody that I have had on this podcast, and I have anybody and everybody under the sun. I'm interviewing a producer and director tomorrow or on Friday. On tomorrow or Friday, I'm interviewing an artist, a drawer, and a painter. Tomorrow or Friday, one of them. I've interviewed a guy who runs a free studio for people starting out or coming up because he wants everybody to be great. He wants everybody's sound heard. He runs his own podcast there in Columbus, Ohio. He's an artist himself and a poet. I interviewed a poet. I interviewed an entrepreneur. I interviewed a rap artist, R&B singer. I get them all. I'm like, whatever you do, if you want to get into connections, all you got to do is ask, like, hey, have you interviewed a guy that knows how to do this or that? I'm like, say less, I got you.
Oh, definitely. I like that, bro.
Yeah, because you know networking is a big thing. It's not about what you do. It's about who you know. In this world, it's about who you know. And you never know who I know.
Yeah, networking really the way. These days, networking, social media, that's the way.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize it's like, why can't I get this job? Because you don't know the right people. That's why that person may have got the job and not you. They'd be like, how his son get the job and woo woo. I'm like, because that's his son. And of course, you may be qualified and you may have all the credentials they're looking for, but if you know somebody, it makes it a little bit easier to get in somewhere, like college. When you're on the alum, it makes stuff a little bit easier. What gave you what would I say? What gave you the sound that you were looking for today that made your music popular with everybody else? What do you say they liked about your music besides somebody else? Like, okay, he's doing this and I'm feeling that because the other guy's kind of, he ain't rolling with. What made him reach out to you instead of maybe the other person?
I really think it's the wordplay. Either it's gonna be the wordplay or my delivery. I would say, cause like the delivery is kind of, it can be different, you know. But I think that it's kind of vicious at sometimes the way I deliver it, and sometimes it could be, you know, okay, the first word I'm gonna say it'll make you want to hear the whole song, you know. But other than that, I would just say my delivery and the sound that just really just comes behind it. I would say delivery and tone. I would say just at this moment.
And when you try to deliver, you make sure that you're hitting it with a certain emotions. Like, you know, when you listen to Eminem or Kendrick, they're gonna hit it with like different sounds because you know Kendrick will change up his whole voice for a song out of nowhere, and then Eminem will change his whole style out of nowhere, and that's where I think they cross each other. Like they like using that wordplay and those different like vibes where they'll go soft and then they'll build up, hit you hard, and then go back and pull off. Where it's like, oh, okay, you can hit me with variety. All right.
Yeah, you know, like that's what I call it attention grabbing. You know, like it's kind of like even when you're writing a paper, I focus on the first part of it. I call it attention grabbing because it's gonna draw your people in. It's gonna draw the listeners in. You know.
Because I feel like people who are listening to tapes, you got to realize, just like when you write an essay for college, they're not going to read the whole thing, especially if it's 5 pages or your song maybe just 3 minutes. They're going to listen to probably the first 10 to 15 seconds of that song. And it's how you deliver and what words you use to make them read the rest of it or listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, you're right, man. Your delivery gotta be substantial, sufficient,
Yep, and everybody got to know it's a race, it's a challenge, and you're trying to beat everybody else that may be ahead of you. You're trying to put your stuff out into the producer's hands and trying to distribute your music everywhere. But you got to remember, there may be 1,000 other people doing it, so what makes yours so different of why I should listen past 10 seconds?
Yeah, you're right, though. And that's what I really just try to focus on. Like when I start a song, even when writing it, like at first, like the first 8 bars probably be the most critical.
Mm-hmm. Where did you find your passion for music?
Where? Well, being in Mississippi and being around this market is one thing. But when I went my first time doing a show in Lake Charles, Louisiana, I think we got some love there. It was Lake Charles and we had one in Lafayette. And that's when I just got that first feel, when the people really just started engaging with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that first feeling. That's when I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like this is what we're gonna do.
Where they're feeling the crowd's moving with you, they're not just standing around and like listening to you. They're actually engaging with you, and they're like, okay, yeah, I know how that can feel. I know I never did it. The only time I did it was during a talent show in middle school, and they were feeling it. And I was like, wow, that just gives you like that relief from being nervous or you don't know how it's gonna go because every crowd's different. You could do the same show in the same city, but that crowd's gonna be different those 3 times.
Most definitely, you gotta know that and be expecting it because I try to focus on like the market side of music now. Like if I can just put my music in front of the most people I can, I come out better because if you put a song in front of 1,000 people, 100 don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with a million. You put a song in front of 1,000,000 people, 100,000 people don't like it, Especially if you got some time to work,
Yep.
So I'm trying to get to the masses at this point,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to take steps, and you're on that step. Just be sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, because I don't want no heading backwards, ever. You don't need to take no steps back. Just take your time, do it right the first time, and that way, when you make it, you ain't got nothing to worry about, or you don't have to double track and be like, wait a minute, did I do this? Did I make sure that was secure? All right.
Yeah. You got to catch it right on the first time. I'm definitely with you on that.
And here's a real personal one, though. I don't know if you're going to be able to answer it. I don't know. Everybody else has answered it, and it's kind of a hard question to answer. What's your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear.
Mm-hmm. Not what you're scared of. What's your biggest fear?
Not overcoming myself. If that makes sense.
Break it down.
Cause like I feel like a lot of times I'm my own like I'm my own weight. Like I'm my own person that's holding me back. See me, man, I don't got no children. I don't got too many ties. I just got me, you know. And thing about it is, it's like me myself, like I pass up a lot of issues. I say opportunities, you know, just with issues that I have like myself. So like overcoming the issues that I have, that's a big thing for me. So that's one of my biggest fears by not overcoming it, you know, because I ain't really afraid of enough of God.
That's understandable because the biggest threat is yourself because you don't know how you may react to certain things. Like some people may say, oh, money's not going to change me. Well, you never had money to try to change you until you get money, and now you may change a different way. And your
Right.
mindset gets a little bit different. That's where some downfalls happen. You're like, oh, I can never do this. Let me try this. Oh, I want to do this since I can go ahead. I'm like, you're not focused like you were. Because now that you got a little bit of money, got some chump change, you going off the handles.
That's what
No.
I'm saying. I study myself a lot, you know. I learn a lot, you know, just about myself, and you know, I try to keep myself on the level head, regardless of wherever I might go or however much money I might have. You know, I try to make sure I know me before I go into any other kind of endeavor. You know.
And do you have a person you could talk to just in case you be like, hey man, something's happening, I don't know. It's like I need to get my head leveled again. But just talk to me, work with me.
Yeah, I got people, you know, like they ain't just everyday people, but like when it come down to my mind, my head space, and you know where my mind frame is, I have people I can talk to. You know, they can get it legit. You know, they can bring me back down to where I need to be, or you know, or to lift me up to where I'm supposed to be. You know, I got them kind of people in place. You know, I just don't see them every day, or you know, we don't talk every day. But when it come down to it, it's all 100 if I need them. You know.
And that's what you gotta love, dependable people when you need them. You may not get to them every day, but they know they could come to you and you could go to them.
Right. You right, yo.
The one question that I haven't asked anybody, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you. As far as I know, I haven't asked anybody. What do you want your children to know you as?
I want my children to know me as the most. That's a good one.
Yep.
A real. I just want my kids to know that their father was respected. They know I had a drive. You know, I want to be most remembered by my drive and going and get what I want, going after what I want, accomplishing what I want. You know, I want to be the most remembered for that, going and doing it. Like, it's one thing talking about it, but I'm going to go get it. Like, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to make the calls. I'm going to make the payments. I'm going to make it happen. And that's what any endeavor. Like, I want my kids to know, well, my daddy going to do it, or my daddy got it, or my daddy did it. You know? And I want to be most remembered like that. And that's in any endeavor.
So, if people are too slow to understand what he just said, even though he said it in blatant English, I'm going to break it down for you people. And you can go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to try to break it down for the people that are slow in the back. He's saying, even after all this hard work, even after the fame, the money, what may come in his future, at the end of the day, when he has children, when they get older and he can explain the world to them, he wants them to know that himself, their dad, worked hard, is a hustler. He went to go get what he wanted. And when he was in doubt, he picked himself right back up and showed why he should have never doubted himself in the first place, because he went to go get what he needed to in order to have a foundation for him to stand on, and for his children to understand that this foundation I brought you into was built for myself and for you. And whatever you choose to do in life, it will be here for you. Whether you follow your dad or whether you go on and do your own thing, I don't want you to be exactly like me. I want you to go above and beyond of the capabilities I may have not had, because I always want you to be greater. Be great black men in this world. Show a change and do what you feel is in your heart to do. Did I hit it on the nose or was I a little off?
Man, you hit it on the nose, and they got to know that. They need to know that about me anyway,
Exactly. To know even if I didn't have all this, but I had the foundation, just know your dad was hard worker, and I want you to be just as hard, if not harder, at working towards your goal because we're already behind. I want us to get ahead now.
Most definitely. We on the same page, yo. Same page, yo.
I'm always right there with you. Any closing comments, concerns, questions, or anything you like to say before we close this out? Give shout outs to any people you working with, what you working on, any albums that may be coming out, singles, any merch that you may be selling, or whatever.
Man, right now I'm working on a project. It's called 716. Price going up. Right now I got a single going out. I got a single online right now. It's called Tonight. YungWil Tonight. You can go Google it. On the 26th, Tonight gonna be everywhere on every platform there is to choose to listen to music on. So make sure you catch one. Next month, I got a whole project gonna come out. Like I said, it's called 716. Price going up. I'm gonna have the links. I'm gonna have merch coming out with it. I had the links for the website for it. I got a lot going on right now, man. I got a major artist that's on Tonight remix. Y'all be on the lookout for that. We got a lot going on, man. I'm working with a lot of different people. I want to shout out to Jay Fresh in Atlanta, working at Art Studios. I got a couple people that's working with me. Roman Douglas, Infantry Music Studios here in Mississippi. We working, bro, and I really appreciate the opportunity you giving me this interview so I can expand what I'm trying to do.
You already know I'm gonna continue to try to inspire you to be greater than what you may think, and I'm gonna continue to help you out and promote your quality work that you've been working so hard for. So you could have the link on yours, and you can share the link on mine because I'll send it out to everybody I know. Because it's about supporting the community and being greater than what they think we're going to be.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate it. Any other questions you might have for me?
Well, no, just send me the stuff, any pictures or anything so I can put on the podcast. Now we straight. Any videos you want put on there so you don't sue me later for copyright or anything because YouTube be on people's ass about that. So,
Well, I'm going to send you some YouTube links. I'm going to send you a YouTube link. I'm going to send you a promo link, and we'll try to get that going as soon as we get done.
All right, babe, you already know. This has been No Beelines coming to you live in the master bedroom. You already know I have quality people on here talking about their hard work, their determination. I have artists, business owners, and everything under the sun talking about how they started, where they came from, and how they are going to keep being great. If I don't leave an impression on you right now, if I've never left an impression on you before, just remember this. This has been Lil Snoopy on the track. 1, 2. I had to talk. I had to say what was on my mind. And always remember, love, peace, and hair grease. I'll see y'all next week.